I'm sure some of you have already seen the news that Naka chinda has been detained. Naka chinda has been detained at the Chilenje police station. Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned and warned. He has not been arrested, he has not been detained. So Emmanuel Mwamba is free, but Naka chinda has been detained. Now, the issue, what are the issues? The issues, Naka chinda has been detained over that press briefing that they had after, we had that poisonous maize. When we had that poisonous maize, which a lot of dogs died, and I want to believe that there are people as well that could have suffered from that poisonous meal. I am very sure of that, because if we have dogs dying in the manner that they died so quickly, I strongly believe that even there must be some human beings that could have suffered from that and possibly even die out of that. Possibly even die out of that. The only thing is that most of the times when we get sick and we go to our hospitals, it is very difficult for our hospitals to really detect, the ailment that we have. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. Many times people just die without even knowing exactly why they died. What is the cause? Go after hospital, some of us who have nursed people in our hospitals, we fully understand that our hospitals have got serious challenges in identifying the ailments of different people. Very, very difficult. Ngamwako hospital, kuma hospital kumye suku. Efo bapima ni malaria, ngamwashuka ngana bakatama ingredients aya kupima malaria. Ni malaria na fish fimbi bapima. Mostly ni malaria bapima. It's very difficult to do ama test yami. They usually don't. They usually don't. So based on that, I strongly believe that there could be people that got affected and that could have even died. And some of you, some of of you, because as we are speaking, you don't even know how safe it is. You don't know. So those of you who have got means, I would advise you to go to some of these hospitals. Be proactive. When such a thing happens, be proactive. You go to a hospital, you get tested. And these days, you don't really have to go to the hospital to check your blood, to check some of these issues. You can simply go to a lab. There are a number of labs, private labs. So you can go to a lab and you say, I want you to test for this and that. And they can be able to test you and you know where you are. I strongly encourage you that after what was exposed in public, that we had meal which was poisonous, I strongly encourage you citizens to take a proactive role by going to a hospital and check. I don't know what you have to check, but I'm sure the experts will advise you to say that afroxine, it affects this way, and these are the tests that you can do. So if you have got means, please go to a hospital, go to a lab, and let them test you. Don't just wait until you are sick, because some of these things, ailments all the time, when they are identified earlier, you have a higher chance of recovering. You have a higher chance of curing whatever that ailment that you could have. So I encourage you to do that. Anyway, getting back to what I'm talking about, Naka Chinda spoke about that issue. I want to be honest, sometimes this is where the challenge comes in, where, when you are in opposition, you want to agree with everything that your friends in opposition are saying. But I, for one, I didn't agree that. I think talking about the issues of genocide and terrorism, I felt that I think it was out of the subject. I think it went a little bit too far. But still, that doesn't mean that Naka Chinda committed a crime. I didn't agree, and I still don't agree to say, no, the government was trying to commit genocide. No, I don't agree. I don't agree. But at the same time, I don't agree that Naka Chinda committed a crime. You see, government should first of all be responsible. Government should first of all be responsible. Who is at fault here? Is it Naka Chinda or government? It is government. It is government. Government, you are the ones that were careless. You are the ones that risked the lives of the Zambians. So if there is somebody that should be arrested, it's government. If there is somebody that should be arrested, it's government, and that government is headed by Hakainde Hichilema. And everything, ends up on Hakainde Hichilema. So if there is somebody that should be responsible, that should be apologizing, that should be taken on, it's Hakainde Hichilema and his government. They are the ones that exposed the Zambian people to this poison. They are the ones that have caused a number of animals to die. I'm one of the victims. My dog died the other day as a result of whatever. And I saw somebody making a comment asking me to say, how do you know that it's that? Tests were done. And we have, I'm not just talking from without, we have test results from the lab which confirms that our dog died as a result of aflatoxin. So I'm speaking from on a firm ground. And yes, somebody was also saying, but you don't only have one dog. How come the other dogs are okay? Yes, it's true. But look, all animals have got immune system, but we all have different immune system. We all have different immune system. So even among dogs, there are some dogs that have got a lower immune system. When exposed to, these toxic chemicals or whatever it is, some of them, they become more vulnerable. Others, they are stronger. So there is a difference. It's the same with human beings. There are some human beings that, even the serious ailments that we talk about, they don't contract them. There are some people that, for example, cannot even contract HIV/AIDS. They can't. So we are different. So I'm just trying to respond because I saw one young man asking me to say whatever. So we have got different immune systems. So between the two, you might be the two of you. You might consume the same poison. One person will survive. The other one will die because of the different immune system, the different bodies, the different vulnerabilities that we have as human beings, as well as animals. So I am still repeating that even you people who are watching, some people may not be affected by this poison that was brought by Upnd, but some of you might be affected. And the best that you can do, you better, go and test yourself. Going back to Naka Chinda, I still say that I don't agree to bring in the issue of genocide. I think genocide is a very serious issue that should not easily be brought into some of these issues, serious as they may be. Yes, it is serious. I mean, some people died, but surely to go and accuse, to go and suspect people of genocide, I think it's a little bit too much. But not everything that is said out of context is a crime. This is one thing that we need to understand. And this is my advice to you by Upnd. I am objectively and humbly advising you that don't be led by emotions. Some of these things, you don't have to quickly go arrest. You don't have to quickly arrest people. You don't have to. You don't have to rush into arresting people and detaining them. You need to be very careful with some of these issues. So, for example, the issue of if you are vungefi, I mean, let's face it, you should bear the responsibility. You should take the responsibility of our government. You are the ones that brought Ififi poison, and the people were reacting. And you know, as politicians, I mean, we tend to, it to be inflammatory. We tend to be inflammatory. We tend to exaggerate. This is, I mean, it's part of politics. It's part of politics. It's part of politics. The way we talk sometimes, you know, we take it, you know, to a higher level. We take it to a higher level. Doesn't mean that somebody has committed a crime, especially when you're talking about this criminal, whatever. You know, mind you, I am not learned, but I know that a criminal case has got actus reus and mens reus. So some of these cases, really, they might lack, you know, somebody, yes, might say it, actus reus, he might say it, yes, he said this, but it might fall on mens reus because he didn't have the intention of doing or committing that crime. When you are doing politics, it's not that when you say some of these things, it's not that you want a country to go on fire. No. So, Munevako, very careful in the way that you are handling these things. Especially that you now have the international community discussing you in terms of human rights. Zambia right now, countries are reading about Zambia. That Zambia has been warned. Zambia has been warned. This news is going around. So you need to be very careful on how you handle issues. You cannot be arresting the Secretary General of the biggest political party when you are still talking about issues of you arresting the opposition. Naka Chinda is the Secretary General of the opposition political party, the biggest political party. He's the Secretary General. Whilst you are still discussing these issues, and you have arrested him for what? For condemning you for bringing poison to the Zambian people, for feeding people poison. You are the people that fed people poison. You gave people poison. By Upnd, you are the one that brought poison. And Naka Chinda is reacting to that. How he brings it out, that is irrelevant. The point is that you are the people that should be responsible to respond to the nonsense that you caused. So it is not very good. It's not ideal. It's not ideal. And especially when we are going through a lot of challenges. Because remember, Zambia is not an island. Zambia needs the international community, and you know it. The manifesto of Upnd it starts on IMF and ends on IMF. That's it. It starts on IMF and ends with IMF. And then these other countries, the member countries of IMF, come in. But really, it is on IMF. So Upnd needs the international community. And you don't want to mess up the international community amidst the challenges that we are going through. Naka Chinda mwalonga. And you are determined to keep him. This is the other point. You are determined to keep Naka Chinda inside. You want Naka Chinda, you know, to be punished. But that is also a bad strategy. I am a policeman. These people that you arrest and put in custody, you create a platform for different people to converge. You create a platform for different people to, to sympathize with one another and strengthen their bonds. When people are going through the challenges, the sympathizers and others, they create a bond. Very soon, you will start seeing people going to sympathize with Naka Chinda. People going to sympathize with Naka Chinda. And all the media number about media number kuchirenje, waiting for people to come. So even those politicians who have nothing to say, you now create a platform for them to go and say something, for them to appear on cameras. For them to appear on cameras. Politically, if you are good, you people, if you are good, you would realize what I'm telling you. You would realize what I'm telling you. That these arrests, and when you bring people, when you put people in Muma cells, you create a platform for them, to bond. For them, because bonding, what I mean is, for example, there was a time when Sean Tembo was really on like a lone man. Sean Tembo was like a lone man, hunting alone and whatever. When Sean Tembo was arrested and thrown in Woodlands police station, Didale and Wala and whatever, other political parties came in to put pressure on government to help Sean Tembo. When Sean Tembo came out, that is when Sean Tembo warmed up to other political parties. He realized that it is important to be in a family. So that situation of Sean Tembo being arrested made Sean Tembo appreciate other political parties. Same thing, but recently, Fred Member was inside. And look how many people flocked to Fred Member. Even Savoy, they were inside. Look how many people were flocking there. So that naturally creates a bond among the opposition. Such that, number, you look, Fred Member, he was there. He was kukabwe. He took whatever food stuff. Kuli chitotela and Ntwan Kanoyo, Nixon Chilango. So, if I know this is not good for you, and this is free advice I'm giving you, you don't need to be creating these bonds. You don't need. Apart from that, the international community. So if you are chitika with what is currently happening, no, we are not arresting people. And now, you have arrested Naka Chinda. Most likely, Edgar Lungu is going to go there. Definitely Edgar Lungu will go there. And whether you are going to allow Edgar Lungu to see Naka Chinda or not, the fact is that Edgar Lungu will appear there, and there will be cameras, and we will be seeing it on social media. And those people, the international community, they will see to say, you see what we are talking about. So even those that could have been doubting the report of the United Nations for Human Rights Commission, they will see to say, look, this is exactly what we are talking about. It will be a confirmation. So surely, from my point of view, Austin at Obista, Katushinga ni pwe, ngani pwe, at Prince Obista pwe. I tell you, are very stupid. Honestly, with what I'm saying here, you are monamo stupid. Anyway, but so, with what is currently happening, surely you would have avoided this. You would have just let Naka Chinda. Because the mistake is on the part of government. Okay, fine. You have arrested Naka Chinda. Why don't you give him bond? Why don't you give Naka Chinda bond? Bahaka in the hichilema. You have been talking about giving bond. You are arrested at 10 hours. By 14 hours, you are given bond. So, okay, fine. Let's agree that, okay, Naka Chinda needs to go to court and let the court decide. Why don't you give him bond? Why do you want Naka Chinda to spend a night in Chilenje? Because that is a clear human rights violation. That is very clear. It's a very clear human rights violation. You have arrested him. You have made up your mind. Why do you want Naka Chinda to stay inside? Fine, let's agree. Let's say, okay, Naka Chinda deserves to be arrested for what he said. But why not give him bond? If you are a government that follows the law, with your president pronouncing himself several times that you are arrested in the morning, 14 hours, you are given bond. Why not give him bond? Why not give him bond? That is a human rights violation. That is a clear human rights violation. So, fine, you can talk about all that. You can justify the arrest, fine. But how are you going to justify detaining Naka Chinda in Onshita? This is 14 hours to Zambia. You have got all the time to process bond. Sureties are there. Why not give him bond? Give him bond. Let him go home. Let him go home. You may not like Naka Chinda, but follow the law. Follow the law. Don't punish the guy. Don't punish the guy. So that is on Naka Chinda. That is on Naka Chinda. The other issue is on Emmanuel Mwamba. Emmanuel Mwamba, the government, I understand that he was warned and cautioned. Now, warned and cautioned basically means that the police are investigating a matter. Okay, they caution you, which is the right thing to do. They will call you and they will caution you to say, Bwana, we are investigating a case. We are investigating you over such a matter. And Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned, just like Mao Samba, over the MTN building, former MTN building, and the society business park. Those are the two issues that Emmanuel Mwamba has been cautioned on, just like Mao Samba. But like I said before, Mao Samba went to court, went to police. This again is a wrong move. Is a wrong move. Why is it a wrong move? Apaimu wa Upnd na muchenjere sheshani mwalicha ediru. There is clear corruption in this. There is clear corruption. There is clear corruption. There is something that is fishy concerning a society business park. There is something fishy concerning that building, Iam Roads Park. There is something fishy. And if you are going to, because these people have spoken about it, and they have linked Hakainde Hichilema to it, because why you are reacting, this is the problem. This is the autocracy that we have. Whenever Hakainde Hichilema comes in, Nishwapia, Iwapia. Whenever Hakainde Hichilema comes in, Nishwapia, Wapia. So this issue is all because people are trying, are linking Hakainde Hichilema to African life. Because it is being alleged that into a building ya MTN was owned by African Life. And African Life, before Hakainde Hichilema, was part of that company. Of course, Hakainde Hichilema claims to have sold the shares and is not part of it. But we know how this business is done. Hakainde Hichilema is not anywhere on any of these companies. Claiming that he has sold the shares. But we know that he's still a beneficiary of these companies. It may not be in black and white, but we know these things. So because of that, because of Hakainde Hichilema being linked to African Life and this building, you swing into action, wanting to arrest people, wanting to arrest Mao Samba, wanting to arrest now even Emmanuel Mwamba. Now, from my point of view, again, if you are doing politics and you are strategic, you are being, you know, you are focused. If you are focused, you will not just look at the emotions of these people talking and swing into action to arrest them. Because when these cases, when these people are arrested and then they go kuma court, it means now the story will be prolonged. You will be discussing this story. And it doesn't matter. Upnd hichilema might not even be close to this African life. He might not even be close at the moment. It might be true. But really, who is going to believe him? Who is going to believe that government in Twankane, NAPSA, NAPSA went and bought this building without following procedure? Who is going to believe? Who is going to believe? Why would government hastily enter into buying a building which really they don't have a use for? Which has got no use for the Zambian government. It doesn't have a use. That building has no use. We don't need that building. So why spend a lot of money on that building? Which money, again, which price is actually inflated? So it can only, everyone would only think that the president is involved. Is involved. And as you even keep talking, going kuma court, the name of the president will keep on coming up. And no matter how you try to say, no, Upnd hichilema is not involved, it will still remain in the minds of the people to say, there is no way a government would act so quickly. There is no way the government will ignore following procedures on acquiring properties. They did it because the president is involved. That will remain. And if you are really good politicians, you don't want to lose one person. You want to gain people. And if you are going to be having these cases which are showing that, yes, there is actually corruption, it is not good for you. This is free advice. In there, and the family will win of fear. Free advice. Because what Mao Sampa said and what Emmanuel Mwamba said, there is some truth. There is some truth. And you know, when you're talking about criminal, if you want to prosecute people criminally, if there is some truth, that's it. That's it. That's it. When you're talking about some of these cases where, you know, you want to say people lied. A person where justice exists, one person cannot be taken to court over one little component where it was not accurate, as far as who is the owner. Because the biggest issue is not about the owner. The issue is about government acquiring a property which it doesn't need at an exorbitant price. That is the issue. And the linkage to the president, that is the issue. It is not about who owns it, no. The issue is there is corruption here. How did government acquire this property? Or they acquired this property because Upnd hichilema is the owner of the company that owned this thing. Oh, no, they are not the owners. They are not the owners. No. Records are there. They may have sold it, but records are there that no, they are still the owners. The court cannot send somebody to prison for that. The court cannot do that. But meanwhile, the name of the president and government at large would have been drawn into the mud. Would have been drawn in the mud. And if you really care, if you are not dictators, you would mind what people are saying about your government. But because you are dictators, you don't care. So, from my point of view, it is wrong to be emotive, to be very emotional when dealing with some of these issues. Mune tontonkanyako 3 steps forward. Okay, if we do this, what will happen here, and so on and so forth. Okay, twikate mwamba, twikate Mao Samba. We bring them before court. Who is going to be on trial? Is it Maozi or Emmanuel Mwamba? Or it is the government? Okay, mwikate Naka chinda. Really? Who brought if Ungefia Bola? Ni mwebo. And it has affected people. So, on upon that, okay, your president said you are arrested at 10 hours, 14 hours, you are given bond. Naka Chinda was arrested in the morning. Give him bond. That way, you can argue with the United Nations for Human Rights Commission. You can argue with them. Not you are arguing with them. Meanwhile, you are locking up people. And you are creating a platform for people now to go there and start, making statements. Akonika advice finami perako. Munibu win off. Actually, you're supposed to even pay me because this advice that I've given you, it should cost you a lot of money. Somebody should send a 50 pin. This advice I've given you is very important. If you want to say panga sense, mutu me 50 pin for this free advice na mi pay. Kuti mwatu mama phone na imumba chiteko advice, or you can bring up any other issue. You can now call in. You can now call in, and if there is any other issue that you want to bring up, we can bring it up and we can discuss it. If you want to ask any question, you can ask. We are here. I'm your public lawyer, Chilufia Tayari, President of Economic and Party. Tukateka fye wino kuntashu. Tukateka fye wino. Mwila tusula. Ukuteka tukateka. Tuchiringa fye, taking it easy. Festival ungu wabwere repo, the sorting into. Then we'll see what will happen in 2031. Kuteka tukateka. Ukuteka kwena tayari yakateka ko. And it's not just about ukuteka. It's about, changing the lives of Zambians. Changing the lives of Zambians. But everything has got its time. For now, tend to support the Walungu. Tend to support the Walungu. So that, we can see how things will go. Yeah. So, Mkwai. Hello? Hello?
Hello, President Mawombe Shine.
I'm Kwai Mawombe.
Hello? My God,
I'm Kwai.
I'm Kwai. If you want to vision our president, abantu aba vision our Muranda vision. No, I don't push over president, but I wish. I'm a by election at Tikamuzan, but I want to carry a thing. By election, you are soon the opposition of a sender. Then you are now, but I don't know NBC, Vanam checking her Mafarot paper. Yeah, she did not buy no start to go on a Bushamas.
To be honest with you, Philachitika. To be honest with you, Philachitika, just that Opochashu Pila these days, the big political parties, especially by PF, they don't participate. So these small political parties, when things are happening, they don't tend to get the same coverage that these big political parties do. So that happens, but that doesn't mean that ECZ but some of these basic things they are doing them.
Okay. How?
Hello? Hello?
Mawombe what that?
I'm Mawombe.
I'm quite Swampa.
I'm Swampa.
We like your program.
Thank you.
Speaking for the voiceless here in Zambia. You can't speak freely. Or around against them, they will look for you. Look for you, secretly arrest you and deposit you away from your relatives. the international community, if they can happen to listen to this program that you've brought, it will be very, very helpful, because us Zambians, we are speaking through you. We are speaking through you. There is nothing that is being talked about. It's a lie. No, it's the truth. Just like what you are saying, Mr. Naka Chinda is being arrested. Ama charges ashkwete na value. And what you are saying is true. Why not giving a bond? Because the president is on record saying, you know, vakuikata 10 hours, 14 hours, vakupera bond. Ngapali evidence, 14 hours, vakutora court. Court vakupera bail. But it's not happening. Continue speaking, Mr. Tari. And I know you're in a very, very difficult situation, but we are praying for you. And we are praying that one day you'll come back and speak right here in our country.
No,
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I need your prayers. I need your support. I need your prayers.
Sure.
I need your support. So please continue.
Sure. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah. So indeed, these are straightforward things. And you know, they are part of the law. But you see, when the president emphasizes, even he goes into parliament, Upnd hichilema was speaking in parliament, you are arrested at 10 hours. By 14 hours, you are given bond. Why not do that to Naka Chinda? Why not do that to Naka Chinda? Why is Naka Chinda still Muma sales? You see? So these are some of the challenges, and this is what the international community are talking about. And the more the international community start talking about Zambia in the negative, it is going to be challenging. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Yes, please.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Mkwai.
I think issue is from what I'm now looking at the way Upnd are misbehaving towards Zambians. I think sanction would be the best. Sanction would be the best, especially to HH and his associates. Would be the best to tell you, if you allow HH to continue with this trajectory, Zambia can become like Congo.
Kanabesa, ama sanctions yeta tamayo, because Zambia apatuli, it is like it is going through sanctions. We don't have any sanctions, but we are like going through sanctions right now. So any sanction,
No, you know what? You know what? Some of these things you can put it according to what you understand. But looking at the trajectory, HH has I think in my understanding, I think sanction would be the best, especially to ministers like Cornelius Mwetwa. Ministers like including permanent secretary like this useless
Tabokawan.
Yes. These are the people supposed to be given sanctions. Tabokawan, these people, including Jackie Mwim, is the worst Home Affairs Minister ever.
Yeah.
These people should be given sanction by Americans, because what Zambians are going through, you can imagine what they had. From yesterday, 23 hours, up to date, no armor light Munchende. How do you survive Wamdala and a business here should pay in Zambia? We are not safe. And these people, they are just doing it deliberately. HH knows everything that he can't go beyond 2026. The only way out is to actually punish this opposition who are speaking on behalf of Zambia, including yourself. Today,
Yeah.
you have been chased, so to say, by HH.
Yes, I'm in exile.
So the international community leaving HH enjoying with these useless ministers at the expense of Zambians. People like you are thrown out of this country, leaving your families. Why should we keep HH not be given a sanction? Let him be given a sanction as well.
Yeah. No, thank
Sanction,
you.
my brother, would be the best, especially.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, I do understand when people, feel that they can't take it anymore, they will resort to this kind of situations. But yeah, sanctions, recover. Hello. Yeah, the cover sanctions are because it's on him, but he's the president, you see. He's the president, meaning he's restricted. He can't do certain things. And it'll cover. But I do understand the frustrations coming from the people. Because what the situation in Zambia is like, it's becoming helpless for the Zambian people, for majority Zambian people. They can't talk, and yet they are suffering. And there's no hope, So they are becoming like helpless. And such situations, they are very dangerous, They are very dangerous. People need to be allowed. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, please.
Hey, mwachole mponkwayo.
I'm quiet. Bamwabombeni.
Wino. Ubuchushi mu Zambia.
Ala bwafya.
Ye kuti walila. Zambianzi. Man. Ero katushinga kuti walanda shano. If na tuikara kuno 3 days takwa bana malai. 3 days not no bufya.
Kwisoko.
Kupanga bode. When you are going to Lusaka West, takwa abama right kuno. Wakaende nechakumulya chali burazona. Ichakumulya chali burazona.
Namwishivefe mwalanda. Nachalanda na umoso pa phone. Nachalanda na umo pa phone. Atushe nishtadilile kwa ali amataba ya poison alepera abantu.
Angachari kweme sana.
Nasi papa sana watu akainde hichilema apera abantu poison instead ngewalile ile poison.
Ena iwalingiro kutesta ali amo festimony. Na pesho yo. Bakateka.
Ni munyinefu.
Kama opposition na mwandi ni katushinga kuti waranda shani. Ero bakone ali simweta mabena bali amukube pobufi. Awe baba shani kubufya wabantu festa.
Wakulowekwa.
Sana. Kai demon ubufi ni demon.
Wakuloweka bali kwatemi kumupashi wabufi.
Ero wali kulisha ukubepa. Ifile moneka ulebepa. Mune mpati nakachinda apa. Tabana mufumana nomba mune chachika kuli Fred Membe. Era ali apo pa social media America bali mupsalebe pano ufu bati aba.
Imagine.
Mwali landati ni propensity mythomania.
Mythomania na limyevere. Ero yali ba contagious. Once balebe pafi yali ba contagious mythomania.
Yali niria balanda turu balala rumo. Shonte mbalala mangeshaba manje shibepa bepa.
Na majak mwimbu ambo kula bepa. Wajak mwimbu amdata ba ishu ufu. But nawona wambo ufu.
Kai kujoin na master lebe pa kai. Master. Kainde.
Na totera.
Mkwai so. Loke na totera.
Hello?
Sorry.
Yes.
How are you?
Fine, fine, thank you.
Okay, yeah, long time, my brother. Yeah, what it is, Mr. Tare, Chinda, it is what it is, that is the truth. That meaning require poison. Up to now, we don't know if we are both, we are doing what, if that meaning is still there, we don't even know. So he was saying the truth, but what arresting? Over what? Eh? So this government, whatever production they just want to arrest you, they just want to grant. To come about the power of electricity. I saw electricity before yesterday. Up now, they report electricity at my home. You see? So now they go to China to say that they are going to look for electricity energy. To do what? They think that those Chinese are stupid. I'm telling you, this is sense. You are selling power and you go to China to say that no, we want to check more. We want to prove electricity energy.
Imagine. I've lost that one. Hello?
Hello. Ati nature kumulia.
I can you imagine that nature kumulia. That nature kumulia chali. Sana. Abantu n'abafulwa.
Irendebo okulanda kuli mwevo wachirufya ngati muleishi bamufwe tatutuma limo tumfwa ko fyetu leo mfwa fyo abantu bakososa nomba mwevo nga mwalati yo lero nshiranda kalanda ko mairo mukwai chibukushireta mukupwira ko munga walanda ko kumutima wa mkwako nomba imu programu mwambo kuti yo lero nshireza kashi muleta be mwaisa mwabika biture itumina kweli ture irandira gatamule kwa kula
no namushwe chilenga inshabe peno kwepa sometimes na ine fila ko safe ntukuno but na fikosa so umuntu tawuli bwino mwamona inchito ya ndi ukuyibomba bwino kana umuntu uli bwino mwamona nombe yako ati sometimes kula bafya kwa ati fyachitika mwana nakutumina phone ko bati tata kono ine bantamsha ku school shikwete ndalama mwamona so apo fila shupa ba kwati bise ikale panole savaira fila shupa ko so sometimes ilinge chilenga ine kumyebe chishinga lesali impala I've got a good health telling you kwati na wala whatever but chilenge lingi ndaisango ko bati I'm stressed mentally, and it just becomes difficult sometimes for me to, to come and face people. These people, but then to me, na pali line, chishan kanshi.
Icho ninga mu chitako fe encourage tabutirati. Kuchintu chonse kwali benchita. Ngamwabere ngarukana Mirando, chapter 3 verse 1. Kushinta na pa chine rubali na chine consequence panch padia chintu chonse chali kwa tenshita echo nde bature baseka kono ko baseka gali mu buteko bare muna kwa tibuteko bakabererera iyo chaka shitafya kanono konkomesa chaka shitafya kanono bena na bapurwa na bashinka na matwi na bare ko kumfo bare muna ati bakabererera bamuyayaya chakwa takwabo wa muyayaya
takwabo
kuisarero so ifwe tureba roresha pano nomukani nokunanda tureranda ngatwaranda sana bare konka na mashiwi nomba nwewo wakumfwa na ulanda bare konka so nomba pakuna umfwa ko feri munga tatutumine mwa ni utekwe batatule umfwa tule umfwa bati kwa kulandira tukwete twararandira kwisi aho nababombe mukwayi yakashitafya kanono natuishi bana yakeshita
yawe yarafika chachine natotera it's true everything has got its own time and nothing is permanent. The only thing that is constant is time. The only thing that is constant, it's just a matter of time. And Upnd hichilema, really, his life is very short as a president. His life is very short as a president. Don't get me wrong. I am saying as a president. His life is very short. Very short. If he reaches 2026, he's very lucky. But to go beyond 2026, awe. Inena aliganda Upnd hichilema tabakafike mu 2031 tabakafikeko mu 2031 tabakafikeko. Hello?
President.
Hello? Mkwai. Hello? And when I'm saying tabakafikeko nshideba tabakafwa iyo ndelanda as a president mu get me right na papat mwilampele milanduation nshipangile. Don't give me cases which have not committed. Hello? Hello?
My president, Mabombe.
Mkwai Mabombe.
Mkwai. Tata ikale nifio mukugo mudi. Zambia na chikira mwa isho my president. Tule kumbwa no kukumbwa mweba likokutali uko. Luseferu wakwe bachi muri separate na family bachinga chako bachi muri fena family uko chama mwa ikala fyoko kwi. Zambia tairi bwino. Busheta kuri kwabenga tuwafu wako fye kozi ndemo na kwa chape finga tapadi file chika mu Zambia.
Alandemiewa icho mwalanda ndefo kumiebu kwa bati. I'm telling you, something will come up. Something will definitely come up. I'm telling you. Something will definitely come up at some point. Something will definitely come up at some point. No, something will definitely come up. Yeah, yeah. Out of way me finto. You finto very bad. You finto very bad. Yeah. Anyway, I think atutwamuli samfwe tatupwa kusala. I think for tonight I'll leave it there, and my message is very simple. It's a gentle and objective engagement to my friends in the UPND. Hello?
Hello, Mabombe ni tayari.
Mabombe.
Phone yenu kuba busy. Yeah.
Ila babize namba
kutumepo.
Ya mama phone ko bala ya putula. Mkwai landen mkwai.
Ichakubadirapo mu PF. Ile ndemo nakwati kushirikia 11 months before my elections, but we do not know the true president wa PF. Kuricha winga, kurima ozina ba Edgar Lungu. Number going forward, kushenishi kuticha abashani pantu inshi kushire chepa.
No, lekeni miebe kwechi. Echo mwila tuishika. Echo muntu fe ulionse ela tuishika. Balungu waka wapa ballot. If you are PF or political party, fideisa kunuma. Because ba UPND eva poka PF bali poka PF ba pera kuli mao sampa baisa monati mao sampa ambo kulanda na balungu bali mupoka nomba ba pera kuli dijali mbishiru lidia ili kwete talishi nefo dile chita batemo ba pera ti nimwe. So we don't know what will happen, but that shouldn't bother us, because balungu wake minina even without a political party. A constitution yesu allows balungu or anyone to contest even as an independent. So balungu ba UPND nga basenda ntwanikane basenda PF kuti basenda ifefine we don't care. Balungu bake minina. So imwe mwila sakamna mune chofati ama elections yakesa mukavotera lungu chapwa.
No, but it was a confusion towards the end because it didn't nishikunga shashire parliament ma elections zero kubama confusion sha kwa faction
iyo ama factions
bakirokera ku PND
moneni aba bakala kuisana bakabimba mayelo twali umfa bakabimba bali yakunanika noko bali ya ku UPND busha kuti mwasakamana ababa linensala bali ya mukufwa ya ubwali muyibasakamana abo muyibasakamana bali banga ifo da kusakamana nokusaba inaishile sakamana nokusakamana banani abama politician bansala kuti bayoko balefwa yokuya but abena Zambia bengi balefwa ya lungu abena Zambia bengi balefwa ya lungu and lungu ake minina whether akainde hichilema talefwana ngwalefwa ya lungu ake minina
tawe bandini kwene chalo cha seva na kumfobulanda bali kutali walolesha babulu bobe bakweba kwatikire chitika mwa kwefi anyway ni chimpele kona bambi abakutuma batu menshita but ishakulekeresha kuti natemo kulanda ati timwantasha koba mayoba mu mbipiri nali umfa wino sana pale baishire lomba phone number yabafyashi tibabatumileko hawe itumeoted my heart nali umfa wino sana
aho na chine bali batumira noko batumira bamayo bali santumina phone bali temwe chine bamayo and
aho tufuyo kwikala mchalo
and ndefano ko batintashe na bambi kuri na umbi umukashana uyu mulungu apwire aba ku German nao alisa batumina kona kangwe bamayo bali temwe chibi so ndeta shabonza abale supporta munshira iya palangeyo and I'm very grateful and even my mother she's really grateful just that you know I wanted to record giving thanks but I said let me just put aside but we are grateful
we pashiri pakulekana totela sana kumpela kwa kashitaka kulani
Hello? Anyway, let me end here. Let me end here for now. Thank you very much. I hope Bakapokola they will do what their commander-in-chief has been saying. To say, ngawaika to muntu kumupela bondi. So I hope Naka chinda wala mpela bondi. Padi mao sampana Emmanuel Mwamba batontonga nyepo wino sana. Otherwise, if you forget mwayalwila umulilo palukasa ngevifile chitika kuli ya kesi iya kwasha makamba na wala ba professor ifile tumbuka munifimbi. So some of these things muleba very careful. Mwila kutukiro kuya kumakoti muleba very careful. Na chako kulumbulo mkashana omwefi nomba na muleka. I don't want to whatever. You should, some of these things don't be rushing kuma court. Resolve some of these things outside court. Anyway, kande yamkwa inatotela sana.